Hello, my friends. My name is Claire, and you've stumbled upon Porch Coffee, so please stick around. Hi, friends. My name is Claire, and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum, and whatever else feels good to me. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. I almost forgot to mention that I put out videos a few times a week, so click the like and the share. Help out your old friend Claire. How was your week? Mine was fine. If you're new here, I'm a late diagnosed autistic lady who has coffee with you on Monday mornings. Why? Why? Indeed. Well, sometimes when you are on the autism spectrum, it's hard to have friends. I experience that as well. It's hard for me to make them. It's hard for me to maintain them. So I come on here on Monday mornings and have coffee with you and tell you about my week. And then you can tell me about your week in the comments. And there you have it. Internet friends. Update on Mug Club. I'd like to welcome 2 new mugs to the Mug Club. Oh, I could say 2 new mugs because mug can mean face. But then mug sometimes can have a negative connotation, correct? It's not like always a nice thing. Anyway, 2 new Mug Club members, 199. I'm so close to changing that over to a 2. Maybe it'll happen next week. Maybe it won't. Tune in next week for the nail-biting conclusion of will we hit 200? If you are interested in getting a mug, you can get them at my website. The link is down below, or you can just go to woodshedtheory.com. And there are all different kinds of mugs to choose from. People send me pictures all the time. It's so cool. We've got camping mugs and this mug, a white mug. We even have a black mug now. And we have a travel mug and an imposter mug and a sticker to turn your mug into a porch coffee mug. Lots of things to choose from. But remember, if you are unable or don't want to join the Mug Club, that's okay too. It is a way to support me in the channel. But Mug Club is in our hearts, and the best way to support the channel is to watch my content all the way through. And before we go on to talking about my week, let's go on to our new popular segment, probably award-winning. Let's hand it off to Marissa for Autism Show and Tell.
It's Autism Show and Tell.
Hi there, this is Marissa from America Midwest. I've been following Woodshed Theory for close to a year, and I regret, but maybe I don't, that you can't see my face, but I can't show you what I want to show you and show you my face at the same time. So this is just a small sample of a long project that I took on to Mod Podge my dining room with little scraps of Life magazine articles and pictures and other magazines that were all falling apart. And this combines both my love of history and my love of art. And I thank you for the opportunity to share these things, and I encourage you to keep pursuing all the things that you love to do. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Claire.
Thank you, Marissa. I think your collage wall is really cool. I've done some collage in my life, and I've always really enjoyed it. I can't imagine how long that must have taken you to do the entire wall. I also enjoy looking through old magazines, so I'm sure that was fun as well. The result was so nice, and I really appreciate you sharing with us. If you would like to share on Autism Show and Tell, you can submit your video as a member of the Woodshed Theory channel. You join the channel, and then a link can be provided to you on the members community page. I'm having one of those weeks where I'm sitting down to film this and thinking, what happened this week? It feels kind of like a blur. It's a little later in the day. I didn't wake up early this morning to film Porch Coffee. That's okay. It doesn't have to happen the same every time, right? growth. One of the cool things that did happen this week was I got the newest episode of Autistic People Talking, my podcast, out with our special guest Karen from Proudly Autistic. Everyone seems to be loving the episode, and I don't blame you, because I really enjoyed the conversation that I had with her. Glad that other people are getting to see her work over at her YouTube channel. Someone pointed out this week that I usually say that the episodes that I film I find very healing. And I was thinking about, why is that? I think it has a lot to do with as an undiagnosed person, it can be lonely and isolating and confusing. And when you finally get to talk to people who have had similar experiences to you, it's so validating. And you feel like, oh, it wasn't wrong that I felt the way that I felt, or I wasn't alone in feeling the things that I felt. I don't think that I necessarily thought that I was... Well, I've said before, we all live in our own experience, right? So how can you know that you're different until you know? I feel like so many autistic people, they have a sense that they're getting a different experience than non-autistic people, even before diagnosis. But they're really unsure exactly what that difference is. But then the more you meet other autistic people and speak with them and learn their experience, you understand that you had a very... not exactly the same experience. Yeah, we're all different because we're all humans who have different experiences. But a lot of the experiences are similar. To hear somebody talk about how they understand or they get it, or, oh yeah, that happened to me too, when you felt alone in that for a long time, that is very healing and validating. I love doing the podcast and I love having guests on. Thank you everyone for all of your suggestions on who to have on the podcast. Please keep them coming. I really enjoy doing that. So it's one of my favorite things. I'm so glad that it started, and now we're on 12 episodes already. Available on YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon Music. I also did an episode of Yarn Show this week, and it was really funny because I think at the beginning of the episode, I said, if you're new here, you know that I like yarn. After I said that, one of you reached out to me and had pointed it out. I had no idea that I said that. I was like, oh, I even edited it, and I didn't realize that I said that. But yes, if you're new here, you know that I like yarn. I don't know why recently I've decided that everything I do on my channel should be its own show or segment. But I don't mind it, because I want, like, Woodshed Theory was always supposed to be like a channel on YouTube, and then like there would be different shows on the channel. That was kind of what I was thinking, or maybe it's evolved into that, but that's like where I want it to go. And also like have other parts of like Etsy shop and stuff like that. So I love the idea of Yarn Show, because it finally gives me a platform where I could say, oh yeah, this is my show where I talk about yarn. Which, if you're new here, I love yarn, and now you know it. It's one of my special interests, and I bought some new yarn this week, which was so fun. I love to thrift yarn and find yarn and get it on sale and build my collection. And I am going to be, I don't know exactly the date yet, doing some mystery boxes of yarn. I've probably talked about this on Porch Coffee before. If I have, I'm sorry. I just have to put them together. It'll probably be with my next Etsy drop, where I get rid of some of my nicer yarn, because or maybe any yarn that I feel like I can get rid of. I have so much of it, and I'm bursting. I'm like a stuffed animal full of yarn that's continuously being stuffed, and now like there's no more room for the stuffing. So please, if you like yarn, get ready, because it's going to be available. The only thing about doing yarn show is I know people have talked about this before, is like, Claire, put your arts and crafts content on a different channel. Not for now, but thank you for your suggestion. I understand where it's coming from, and that it would probably be wise. I just put so much work into this channel and my dream and my vision, and I'm excited that I can realize it all here. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because it feels right. What else happened this week? I also got to do our monthly members only live stream, and it was so great to chat with everyone who comes to that. It's a good opportunity to hang out in a smaller group. The only thing I will say is I committed to do it once a month, and every month I feel like I do it later and later in the month because I always forget that it's the end of the month. And this month I announced that it was going to be on the 31st, this past month, and somebody was like, better late than never. I don't know exactly if that's how they said it, but it's true. I'm trying my best. Totally fine. Totally fine. We had a great time. And I'm happy to also report that I used to say that the live stream was cursed because for 3 different live streams it did not go well. But now it's been 5 and it's gone just fine the past 2. So maybe the curse has been lifted. I don't know that I did anything different. And also I think the curse makes it a little bit more interesting. Haunted live stream, cursed live stream, but it's also cool when it goes well. Oh, also, remember that fabric that I got that's fringe, and everyone was like, you should make a flapper dress out of it. I definitely want to do that, but I also wanted to mention that somebody put the best comment I've ever read on the short where I asked, what should it be? Somebody wrote, piñata costume. Amazing idea. Could you imagine? A piñata costume out of that fabric would be so good. So if you were the person who wrote that, thank you. That is amazing. Piñata costume. Talk about a costume I never knew I needed. Piñata costume. What else happened this week? Oh, this week should be interesting. I have a possible sponsorship that I'm testing out. As you guys know, I don't take sponsorships lightly, right? And I try to put my best into them. And I get a lot of crazy ones. In fact, this week, I got an email to do content in exchange for a review. Oh, sorry. They would give me the product in exchange for a review. And the product was earwax cleaning set. I've gotten a lot of strange things. If you've been here a while, you know. I try to share them with you. I've gotten crazy ones. But that one, that can go on the top 5 list for sure. Next to some other things. Remember battery-powered handheld chainsaw? That's up there too. And yeah, ear wax removal kit. What do they think goes on here? And a lot of the emails you get too, here's some like a look behind the curtain. Like they like put your name in. So it's a lot of like, hey Woodshed, I've been watching your content and I love it. What's the one I got the other day that they were saying like, oh, I got one the other day that was like maybe good, but then they were also saying like, your love, we can see your love of electronics, and we know that you'll share your love of electronics. And I'm like, what? I haven't done any video or ever like talked about electronics on my channel. So anyway, a lot of what you get is just they get your email and they send out these offers to anybody, right? Like, they're just trying to get people to review their products as a marketing, which is totally fine. And I am honored that I made it on the list. But I probably, sorry to disappoint people, I probably will not be doing a review on an earwax remover ever. What was I about to tell you? Oh, I did sign on to try a product, see how I feel about it. So I'm going to be doing that this week, and I'm really excited about it. It has potential. So I guess that's what's going on this week. I'm going to try that out, and not only try it out, but I also want to, write down my thoughts on it as I try it. So that'll be something going on this week. So that's where I'm at. I guess that's really everything for this week, guys. I feel like I didn't have a lot to share or a lot of insight to share, but I'm just going to keep showing up and having coffee with you even when I feel that way. It's an important part of my week, and it's an important part of a lot of people's weeks that come and have coffee. So even if it's not like anything exciting or insightful, I'm just going to keep showing up. So I hope that you do too. Please let me know about your week in the comments. I'd love to hear all about it. And yeah, I will see you next week. Bye, friends. Have a good one.